Welcome to MojoTravels, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 hardest hikes in the US. Are you a fan of our videos? Be sure to subscribe to MojoTravels and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're looking at some of the most challenging and dangerous hikes in the United States of America. Though length can be a factor, we're mostly interested in the elevation, terrain, and environmental factors that make these hikes such a major accomplishment for any expert hiker. Number 10. BARR Trail, Colorado. We're starting things off with a hike like no other. BARR Trail doesn't seem like one for the record books. At only 13 miles long, it's one of the shorter journeys on our list today. It can be accomplished in 6 to 10 hours, is considered dog-friendly, and there are even camping options for those who want to split the hike in two. That being said, BARR Trail still will have you climb 7,800 feet in altitude over the course of the hike. As such, it's considered to be among the Pikes Peak region's most challenging hikes. As a general rule, only advanced and expert hikers should attempt the excursion. What really earns BARR Trail a spot on our list, however, is the lightning. Pikes Peak is something of a local lightning rod, adding a very real sense of danger to the experience. Number 9. Paintbrush Canyon-CASCADE Canyon Loop, Wyoming. Don't let the pretty name fool you. While an undeniably picturesque hike, the pairing of Paintbrush Canyon and Cascade Canyon is one that requires you to have your wits about you. You need to be in prime physical shape and come prepared for any number of unique challenges. Located in Grand Teton National Park, this 19-mile hike is almost completely devoid of shade, so you'll need to be loaded down with plenty of water to stay hydrated. As such, this is one hike where you'll want to get a very early start. The views at the Paintbrush Divide will make the challenge worth your while, but it's crucial that you keep track of the time. If you're going to hurt yourself, it's most likely to occur on the 11-mile Cascade Canyon descent in the afternoon. So pace yourself and watch your step. Number 8. Great Range Traverse, New York. The Adirondacks are a great place to go hiking, regardless of skill level. There are a wide range of trails to suit just about everyone, from families and beginners to the most seasoned of hikers. If you fit into the latter category, however, the ultimate test is the Grand Range Traverse. Living up to its name, this hike is 25 miles long and has a total elevation change of 17,600 feet. Over the course of this arduous trail, you'll be scaling a total of 9 peaks. The whole thing feels almost like a video game, in that it saves the hardest challenge for the later stages. The final peak you'll be scaling, Mount Marcy, is the tallest in the entire state. After the seemingly endless ups and downs, not to mention a number of unique terrain challenges, you'll be going into it quite tired. But there's really no greater satisfaction than overcoming this boss battle. Number 7. South KAIBAB Trail and Bright Angel Trail, Arizona. When embarking on one of the country's most difficult hikes, proper planning and research is essential. And that's a big factor in what makes this hike so notorious. At a glance, the South KAIBAB and Bright Angel Trails seem like a walk in the park. Okay, that's an exaggeration, but they do seem deceptively accessible to beginner and intermediate hikers. After attempting this pair of trails, however, unprepared hikers come back singing a very different tune. Each and every year, hundreds of hikers need to be rescued after underestimating this journey into the heart of the Grand Canyon. The issue? What goes down must come back up. And facing scorching hot temperatures and limited to the water you bring with you, that 17-mile trip can feel insurmountable. As such, it's recommended to split the journey in two, with a stay at the Phantom Ranch or Bright Angel Campground. Number 6. KALALAU Trail, Hawaii. Welcome to paradise! The KALALAU Trail is undeniably one of the most stunning hikes in the United States, and arguably the world. But therein lies the issue. Because it's such a beautiful environment, the KALALAU Trail often creates a false sense of security, not to mention many distracted hikers. And that's when mistakes and accidents happen. The trail itself gets quite precarious at times, from crumbling terrain and narrow cliffs to wet surfaces and steep inclines. Kauai's Napali coast is sure to leave a lasting impression on you. Just make sure you're up for the challenge. That impression should be an incredible travel memory, not a scar or story about needing to be rescued. For those who've trained appropriately, however, the pristine beaches and unparalleled views are worth the 22-mile round trip. Number 5. Timberline Trail, Oregon. Do you think you have what it takes to conquer the famous Mount Hood? Well, it's worth triple checking before setting out on this trail, because a 41-mile hike is not for the faint of heart or the inexperienced. Circling the base of the iconic mountain in Oregon, this trail consists of seemingly endless ups and downs that are quick to sap your strength. Over the course of the hike, you'll be pushing yourself to the limits of over 12,000 feet of elevation change, sometimes scaling 1,500 feet over as little as 3 miles. Adding to the challenge is the fact that the weather is so temperamental. Many a hike has gotten off to a great start, only to be undone by heavy rain or even a freak snowstorm. The sights and scenery are worth the challenge, but only for hikers who can confidently brave ice-cold river crossings and everything else the Timberline Trail has to throw at them. Number 4. Presidential Traverse, New Hampshire. Nothing says I'm conquering hiking in America like going up against the gauntlet that is the Presidential Traverse. At 23.5 miles, it might not be the longest hike on our list today, but the 11 peaks that you'll be tackling over the course of the traverse more than makes up the difference. One of the biggest challenges when attempting the Presidential Traverse is the confusion that comes above the tree break. Without a clear path, hikers tend to lose their way. At these altitudes, the weather is also very unpredictable, but for those who are ready, it's worth it. In addition to the Presidential Traverse, New Hampshire also boasts the Pemi Loop in the White Mountains. At 32 miles long and covering 18,000 feet worth of elevation changes, Pemi Loop is another major undertaking for expert hikers. Number 3. Mist Trail to Half Dome, California. There are few natural sights more awe-inspiring in America than Yosemite's Half Dome. Alongside the iconic El Capitan, Half Dome has made Yosemite National Park one of the most instantly recognizable natural spaces in the country. Scaling the Half Dome gives you an incredible view of the area. But be forewarned, this is not Yosemite's version of gazing out over the Grand Canyon. On average, the summit of the Half Dome gets approximately 2,500 to 3,000 people a day, who must cover 14 miles of challenging terrain along the Mist Trail to get there. Here's the thing though. While steel cables have been added to the top of the rock, when bad weather suddenly rolls in, the granite becomes extremely slippery. Don't let the popularity of this hike be confused with ease. Number 2. The Maze, Utah. With a name like that, you know you're in for a serious undertaking. What makes this such a uniquely difficult outdoor experience is that the challenge goes beyond physical fitness or knowledge. You will need to keep your wits about you as you navigate this natural labyrinth. And considering the astounding otherworldly beauty of the Canyonlands, it's easy to wander and lose your way. When you're in the thick of it, the towering sandstone walls mean that you have no vantage points from which to reorient yourself. Then you have the heat and tricky terrain to take into account. Water is scarce, and the dead ends are numerous. As such, it's strongly recommended that anyone, no matter how experienced, bring both a GPS and a topographical map with them. Number 1. MUIR Snowfield Trail, Washington. What comes to mind when you think of hiking? Chances are that you imagine yourself on a narrow trail surrounded by trees on all sides, or maybe navigating rocky canyon walls. Perhaps trekking across a vast field of rolling green hills? Well, the MUIR Snowfield Trail is in a category of its own because here, harsh conditions aren't just bad luck, they're inherently part of the experience. The trail starts innocently enough, amidst a valley of wildflowers and greenery, but the MUIR Snowfield, true to its name, quickly becomes a world of unforgiving ice and frigid temperatures as you ascend Mount Rainier. At under 10 miles, it's the shortest hike on our list, but it requires mountaineering experience, specialized equipment, and a specific type of resolve to conquer the MUIR Snowfield Trail. Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MojoTravels, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.